Thumbs up. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular session meeting for October 18th. It is now 7 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Have roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Here.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Here.
And Mayor Orndorff.
Here. We can all stand for the invocation delivered by Reverend Murphy, followed by the salute of the flag.
If I may, Madam Mayor, we had the honor of hosting the county firefighters and EMS memorial. I hope we realize how amazing our community is in terms of the volunteers and public servants we have. Pretty incredible. Father, we are grateful to you for this evening. We thank you that we can participate in the governing of our city and be involved in the leadership of this nation. It may seem small, but it's truly great. Thank you for our leaders. Thank you for our mayor and commissioners. Thank you for all who give themselves tirelessly to advance our city. Bless this meeting tonight. Lead us forward by your grace in all things and receive honor and glory. For we ask it in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, was there any changes to the agenda?
Just two. We had the addition of the EMS report and the incident report. And we also had the addition of resolution number 9, which is not listed on the agenda, but what it is a resolution authorizing the city attorney to file a cross appeal for lawsuit filed against the city of Millville in the matter Adari versus Hitchner et al.
Thank you.
Make a motion, we pay the bills. Second motion.
A motion second to pay the bills. Any comments on the bills? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody would like to come to the podium, state their name on the agenda items.
Hi, my name is Sam Redlick. Hello again. We've visited before. Commenting on resolution items 15.2, agriculture, letter of support and zoning, 15.3, 15.4, and 15.5. I'm the project lead to work with the landlord. You folks may be wondering why we're getting so many applications on the same property. As we're working with Atlantic City Power and Electric to determine how much power we can get there, we're taking letters of intent from different groups of different sizes so that we can match what the electric company is going to allow us to do with the right amount of groups. So that's why there's probably more groups that are getting resolutions that will end up actually inhabiting the building, but we want to maximize the use of the building, and so that's why you've seen a number of them, come through, and some of them will end up being, operating here, and some of them, may not. And the groups that you see here represent our efforts to engage with social equity and diversity. So these are some smaller groups that would be looking to open up in the zone A's and B's, A and B of the building, which is the smaller zone for the ceilings. So that's where we are. We've sort of turned it into a competitive process, for the building. If you have any questions about our progress, otherwise we're starting to get good communication with Atlantic City Electric. Finally, you have the right people. And
Perfect. And do you have representation from those other companies? I assume too. Just want to know which companies are here.
Oh, so we actually have this is Tom Conchato from Agriculture. So Tom, if you want to say some words, you're welcome to come up. And this is does not represent another company, but I represent the other three as well.
You said Tom?
Yes, Conchato. There you go.
Yeah, my name is Tom Conchato. I am the owner of Agriculture. We are a social equity micro cultivation. Our whole philosophy is doing cannabis a different way, in a sustainable and natural way that is a little less harmful on the planet. and that's what we're trying to do. So I appreciate your time.
Anybody have any questions for him? Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
I mean, do you have any questions about any of the other specific companies? I could probably answer those as well, since we're working with them pretty closely.
Perfect. Does anybody else have any questions? No? I think we're good at this time? Okay. Sam, I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank you.
for the
Thank you.
explanation. Okay, seeing nobody else, we'll close the public comment on agenda items only and move to presentations.
Okay, we have a presentation on project scope of the James R. Hurley Industrial Park by our Administrator Raymond Camperi.
Good evening, everyone. Ray Camperi, City Administrator. I wanted to give you some context and background on a resolution that we're looking at moving forward tonight. That resolution is to identify an entity called Commercial Realty Partners to be a redevelopment entity for a large parcel of land at Bogdan Boulevard at the Hurley Industrial Park. You've heard me before talk about the interest level at the Hurley Park has been very, very high. At the same time, though, we've been very cautious and careful to try to find the right partner. The right partner that can bring us projects that will come to reality in a relatively short time, but also projects that kind of fit the complex of our city, right? That bring jobs, that kind of fit into the culture we have, our long-term plans, et cetera. So we've identified that CRP, which I'll refer to, Commercial Realty Partners, CRP, we're giving the opportunity to develop a little plus or minus 300 acres out in the Hurley Industrial Park. So what this agreement will do, it'll identify them as the redevelopment entity to really move forward with what we call pre-development activities. So we're going to give them a period of 90 days, with some plus or minus in there, some 90 days to move forward with some action plans, project scope, architect's renderings, et cetera, to move forward then to contract. So what will happen is that they will be giving us, at the end of this, hopefully, they'll be giving us a check. We'll be paid within a relatively short time for the entire piece of land. It'll be their job then to develop it, find tenants, find different owners, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of the scale of the project. Let me give you some idea of how I think it benefits us in the long term. And I have really three specific things I wanted to bring forward. The first thing is what I call planned diversification. So diversification in both industry and also employment type, right? So many cities move forward very quickly and they chase quick money and they move forward without a lot of planning when it comes to industry diversification. And as a result, you end up with large giant warehouses, miles and miles and miles of warehouses with not much diversification and employment, right? So we're really moving forward trying to find developers that will work with us to give us the diversification that we're looking for. And so far in our conversations, CRP is going to provide that. Our early conversations are talking to them about diversification in industry, talking about technology companies, innovation companies, software companies, biomedical companies to come into that corporate area, as well as employment, looking for employment not only for blue collar and technical skilled people, but also for white collar, essentially college educated positions as well. So the diversification is there. It's very promising in that space. Be mindful that this is still in a redevelopment area. So even though we are moving forward with the intention of selling them a fairly large block of land, we still at the city retain a fair amount of control on what goes in there. We're not kind of handing the keys over. We still are in the driver's seat when it comes to what happens within that space because we have that designation. The second thing that I think this does for us, for the first time since I've been here, we're looking at an entity that's going to be linking education with business. In our early conversations now with CRP, they're already talking about trying to find ways to offer fair-paying jobs with career advancement within these organizations. So they buy into what we're trying to do. We're trying to do the same thing here, looking to create jobs, but also create fair-paying jobs with career opportunity advancement. So our early conversation with CRP, they're already talking to us about linking with a high school, with technical school, with Stockton, Rowan, Rutgers, to try to find opportunities to bring them here either for internships in this big corporate park or also for employment post-graduation as well. So I'm excited about that piece is to link education with employment. That'll hopefully minimize this years and years and years of brain drain that we have in this community. My kids, probably your kids, have gone to school and ended up working elsewhere. We've got to try to stop that, and I think this project is one step forward in trying to minimize that brain drain. And the third and final piece is time and timing, and there's a difference. Let me talk about time first. Under normal business development processes, to sell 300 acres in 10-acre lots takes a long time. Each project takes about 3 years, so if you look at that over multiple years, it would take a long time for us to develop 300 acres, 5, 6, 10 acres at a time. These guys are willing to step forward, make that purchase for it, and they bear that responsibility to develop that. So the timeline is going to be much quicker. We get some money up front, but I trust these folks to develop that land as quickly as possible. And I know, I'm pretty confident that working with engineering and planning and zoning and all of our team internally, we're streamlining the process as quickly as possible to move these projects along very, very quickly. So I think we've even condensed the timeline, and we're working to even make it shorter to help these guys be successful. So that's the duration or time. But let me end with a comment on timing. We're all aware, we're probably looking at a recession looming, right? So you're looking at the inflation coming and interest rates going high. So the rush we saw from developers over the past 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 months even is going to start to slow down. So I'm very antsy, eager to come to contract with as many developers as possible in 2022, because this is going to slow down, okay? So having these guys come forward and getting us under contract this calendar year, I think is important from a timing perspective. Not that I'm rushing, but we got to be cognizant of what the world has to offer, and it's going to change in the next 6 or 8 months. So that's the context and some background on this project. Again, it's a commitment to enter into pre-development conversation. No commitment yet. We need to see what they're going to do, see plans. They do some site work, we do some investigation work, and we'll come forward and come back then with contracts and purchase and sale agreements and redevelopment activities that you guys will have a say in. So that's the context on that resolution coming forward. Questions, comments?
I have a question, or if you could offer an explanation as to the money that they put in escrow, how that doesn't negatively impact the city when we do all these studies and we have all these conversations.
That's a good point, and I think that's a change from previous administration. When an organization comes here and enters into a development project, it requires the time of our engineers, our engineering department, our planner. We get involved in a lot of activity. In most municipalities, as I've learned through Mr. Russell, those activities are reimbursed. Basically, the developer pays those costs up front. So every project we have coming in now is required to pay an escrow account. So that allows us to bill our service time for our engineering department, our planning department, our legal fees, get drawn out of that $25,000 escrow account. So we're really getting reimbursed on work that we're executing. It's all at the burden or responsibility of the developer.
And that's something that wasn't previously being done
Was
in other
not-
commissions.
We were missing the boat on that one, correct. So we were losing a lot of admin time and costing us some fair amount of money, chasing our tail in many cases for projects that weren't real. So whether these are real or not, escrow is required, and we bill that account.
They're willing to invest and show that they're
Absolutely.
willing to do the work and pay for it. They're
Yeah.
not just thinking about it and wasting our time or the city's time.
Yeah, I think, Mayor, we've raised the bar in that area. If they're coming forward, they know we're serious, and we're expecting them to be just as serious, so.
Layman terms, we're committing ourselves, they're committing financially with an escrow account.
100%.
And we're going to speed up the process as much as we can because we have a world of hurt coming at us, not just Millville.
And to that point, Commissioner, I would say too, that just to put a ballpark on this, and I don't want to promise anything, but if this goes through as it is, the project scale, number of acres, et cetera, this project itself, just in the initial purchase price, is somewhere plus or minus $10 million. And then you add on taxes and beyond that, and which is my goal, employment with fair wages, and employment with career opportunities. That's the goal.
This is a win-win situation, so I like it.
We're working hard, so, good.
Thanks for all the hard work, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
For
Thank you,
Well,
Mr.
everything.
guys,
Perry.
thank you.
Reports of the commissioners, Commissioner Romanek?
Yes, good evening, Mayor. I would like to say it's last call for the Halloween contest of homeowners and businesses. I've learned that we have a great support on both sides of the business and homeowners aspect. So this week, I'd say, is last call to enter your home or business. Call by entering the recreational department. Judging will take place between October 28th and the 30th, and the winners will be announced on Halloween. Millville's Pumpkin Extravaganza will happen on Saturday, October 29th from 2 to 4 on Pine Street between 2nd and 3rd Streets. There will be a costume contest, pumpkin decorating, trunk or treat, games, music, and more. Contact the Millville Recreation Department once again for more information. The Holly City Walking Club is back. After a 2-year hiatus starting on November 1st, the walking club takes place at Lakeside Middle School every Tuesday and Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30. If the school is closed for any reason, there will be no walking club. I look forward to seeing you there and walking away some calories before the holidays. Millville's annual Christmas parade is, like always, the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 25th, starting at 7 p.m. on High Street. We are looking forward to a bigger and better parade this year, so please sign up early by contacting Millville's Recreation Department, though I know everybody will sign up on the 24th, the day before the parade. And earlier today, I learned exciting news that our mayor will be the grand marshal of this year's parade. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
That is all.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes, thank you. I've got September's statistics for public safety. We'll start off with the NCPU report, our neighborhood community unit. They made 14 arrests, issued 18 traffic summons, 5 pedestrian stops, 22 motor vehicle stops, 18 property checks, 4 community interactions. We have started a combination walk and bike patrol in Center City. That goes every Friday evening from 1700 to 2200 hours, for layman terms, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is important. This is important for the work we're doing in Center City. So just want to let everybody know that is happening. Reports for the other departments. Millville Police Department answered 3,066 calls for the month of September. The Fire Department, 125 calls. Fire inspections, there were 64 inspections done at different businesses and facilities in this city. EMS, again, our EMS squad, 666 calls. We did have to ask for help 76 times. That number is extremely small compared to the 667 calls that we answered in the month of September. As always, our public safety department, from the police department to the rescue squad, is always there. You may not always see them, but they are there. They are ready to do whatever needs to be done. With that said, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the public safety reports for the month of September 2022.
Second the motion.
My motion and a second to receive and file the police and fire reports for the month. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McWade?
Yes.
Mayor Wendorf?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Commissioner McQueen?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And thank everyone for coming out tonight and those who are watching. We have a brush has ended, and we'll be picking up leaves starting in November, but you can start putting your leaves, if you do have any, to the curbside now, and they'll be picked up after November 1st. For our report, we have 142 tires that were collected, 5 appliances, 3,000 electronics, 117 curbside violations, 230 street sweeping tickets, 3,418 bags of loose leaves, and catch basins repairs, We repaired them on Reese Street, and they were completed, and also on Spencer. We have also did repairs on Glenside on some catch basins. We've had trimming on Union Road, and we had trimming on Cooper Street, which have been completed. We have a new brush hog machine, so we've starting to trim the roadside out on Orange Street, which will take a little while, where the weeds get out of hand up to your knees. So that will be hopefully completed within the next week with the new machine that we got. With that being said, we also had over 3,500 tons of brush that was collected over that time period last month. So if anybody has any questions, please give us a call at Streets and Roads at 825-7000 and extension 7388. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
First, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file the tax collector's report for the month of September 2022.
Second motion.
Motion second to receive and file the tax report. Any comments? Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Secondly, at 2:30 today, I received a call that a 12-inch water main had broken on Harrison Avenue. Through the hard work of the water department, the engineering department, and Garrison Construction, by 5:41, it was repaired and watered, and then service was restored to all the residents. So that was an excellent job by everybody there. Also received correspondence from a resident concerning the paving that we did on 5th Street. So I'll read you most of the letter. I'll leave a couple of names out. The email is a positive comment sent on the project on 5th Street. I live on the corner of 5th and Pine. The curbing, sidewalk, and road work was replaced. There was a problem with the drain. The old water line to a fire hydrant broke. The contractors worked with the city to rectify the situation. The problem required somebody to put a shut-off valve on an old pipe. The whole corner flooded, requiring a pump to get water out of a hole. State people were called, and the job was delayed for a week or so. The contractors did an excellent job on cement work and black work. They also kept residents informed of what was next. They filled in where the grass was dug up with fill and topsoil. Grass will be sprayed on, and the project will be finished, which it now is. The contractors were talking to my wife about the project and about her black lab, the dog. They were giving her advance notice of what was happening next and when she could use the driveway. The workers would come over to put a fence up and pet the dog. Come over the fence to pet the dog. My wife's comments: to whom it may concern, we live on the corner of 500 East Pine. We would let you know that a group of courteous, respectful group of young men that did their job extremely well. They know their job and what they are supposed to do. They work well together to get the job done with perfection. We've never seen a job as well done as these guys did, with the curbing, sidewalk, and landscaping. You should keep these guys to do all your work. Also, the young crew that did the paving is outstanding and amazing. They work well together and each knew what to do. I would like to thank both groups of guys on the awesome work they did. The city needs to keep these two companies on the payroll, as the city won't get a better group of guys for curbing and sidewalks or paving. Also, the young man he had overseeing the job, reddish color hair and beard, very polite and respectful, knows his job. And that was our employee, Josh O'Neill, who was the inspector for the job. He's a keeper, despite the lady that complains about everything. So, thank you to the contractors, thank you to the city employees that made that project possible, and well done by everyone.
Very
With that,
good.
Progress.
Thank you. That's great to hear. Love the positive feedback. First and foremost, our next zoning board meeting is going to be Thursday, November 3rd at 6 p.m. And then following with that would be your planning board meeting on Monday, November 14th at 6:30. We encourage everybody to come out and hear what's going on. Let's see. On Friday, October 7th, I was at the grand opening of the Boot Barn over at the Union Lake Crossing Center with our Chamber of Commerce members. It's a really, really cool store. I was impressed when I walked in. It was really, really nice. Wendy, the store manager, was so nice and so welcoming. And as I like to make sure that anybody that I meet with knows that we like to make sure that everybody's involved in the community. If there's anything that they want us to be at or they would like to be at, we'll be reaching out. And now Wendy was at the chamber luncheon, so she brought some items and introduced herself and made everybody aware of what they do and give back to the community. So it's a really great store. Get out there and check it out. I got myself a hat. I didn't get my boots yet, but here is a lot of people have been there. I also was asked to attend the Out of Darkness walk, which is the suicide prevention walk. It was our 8th annual over at the CC Tech this weekend. We had a beautiful weather for Saturday to be out there, and I walked with Millville's high school Link program and their group of kids. And one of the students, I believe she's a senior, she was actually asked to speak, and she read one of the poems that she wrote, and it was called Stay Alive. Really inspiring. I think it's great that these young kids are, have the strength to stand up and speak about their own personal struggles and the things that they've gone through. And for her to even have a book on Amazon that she has and we can purchase, I think that's great. So I was really, really proud of her. It was a really great turnout for the community, and just seeing so many people out there, and that it's an 8th annual. I hope they continue doing it. And I kind of off of Commissioner McQuaid is all of the cleanups that are going around. I know a few meetings ago that I asked people to, respect the town that we live in and take care of your property, show pride in it. I see a lot of people out decorating for the fall and the Halloween contest, which is really great. And I've seen a lot of yards just being cleaned up, brush and trees and everything. And so the city is taking pride in where we live, and I think that's really important for people that are looking to come do business with us and or move here, bring their families here. So please continue to take pride in our city. I think that is all that I have for this evening so far, and we'll just move on to ordinances under the second reading.
Okay. Item 1 is an ordinance amending Millville City Code, Chapter 30, Land Use and Development Regulations, Article 1, General Provisions, Section 30-6, Fees, and Article 10, Zoning Variances and Other Relief, Section 30-101, Appeals from Board of Adjustment to Governing Body.
Make a motion and ordinance in the second reading.
Second.
I have a motion and second. There's a public hearing with this. If anybody has a comment or concern, please come to the podium, state your concerns. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public hearing. Comments of commissioners?
This just allows an appeal of the zoning board to be done cheaper by the appellant. So sometimes a transcript can cost you $2,000, $1,500, $1,100. So the city will pay for the first $1,500.
First $1,000.
First $1,000. So, everybody should be able to appeal the decision that they don't believe in, not just people with deep pockets. So that'll allow this to happen. And in light of some of the decisions that have been made by the zoning board in the past year, I think it's an important thing to do.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Ordinance is in the first reading.
Okay, we have an ordinance authorizing amendment to City of Millville Municipal Code, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, Article 10, Schedule 21, to add parking reserved for handicapped persons at 220 West Main Street.
Make the motion.
Second the motion.
I have a motion and second on ordinance, number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Consent agenda items.
Okay, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Board of Commissioners and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a governing body member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Item 1 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to board and secure, plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to cut and clean, plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code. And I just need a motion to approve all these items on the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve all the items on the consent agenda.
Second the motion.
I have a motion and second on approving all consent agenda items. Any comments, excuse me? Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Resolutions, please.
Okay, item 1 is a resolution accepting the annual audit report for calendar year 2021 and the filing of the group affidavit.
Make a motion on resolution item number 1.
Second.
I have a motion and second on resolution number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution approving letter of support by the City of Millville for Agriculture LLC for the leasing and redevelopment of property known as Block 264, Lot 12, 1401 Wheaton Avenue as a licensed Class 1 cultivator and/or Class 2 manufacturer facility.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Okay, so who was that? Was that Ben? Okay. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second on resolution item number 2. Any comments? I just want to thank Tom for being here. I appreciate you being present. Roll call?
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution approving letter of support by the City of Millville for August 10th LLC for the leasing and redevelopment of property known as Block 264, Lot 12, 1401 Wheaton Avenue as a licensed Class 1 cultivator and/or Class 2 manufacturer facility.
Move the motion.
Second the motion.
Motion and second on resolution item number 3. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
I will stay with what I normally do if our company is not represented. I know you represent all of them, but I typically ask if somebody's here. I'm going to vote no for this one.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution approving letter of support by the City of Millville for Fortune Farms LLC for the leasing and redevelopment of property known as Block 264, Lot 12, 1401 Wheaton Avenue as a licensed Class 1 cultivator and/or Class 2 manufacturer facility.
Move the resolution on item number 4.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on resolution, it's number 4, right? Yep, number 4. Sorry, it's at the bottom of the page. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
No.
Okay, motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution approving letter of support by the City of Millville for Elixir LLC for leasing and redevelopment of property known as Block 264, Lot 12, 1401 Wheaton Avenue as a licensed Class 1 cultivator and/or Class 2 manufacturer facility.
Make a motion to move item number 5.
Second the motion.
I have a motion and a second on resolution number 5. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
No.
Okay,
They're
motion
not
carries.
here. I gotta stay consistent.
All right. Item 6 is a resolution appointing Marcella Shepard, CFO, as temporary purchasing agent for a 1-year term, effective October 14, 2022 through October 13, 2023, or upon the appointment of a new qualified purchasing agent, whichever occurs sooner.
Move the resolution.
Second the motion.
I have a motion and second on resolution number 6. Any comments?
Yes, our present purchasing agent is departing for another town. So while we're in the process of hiring another one, we still have to have one. So we appoint Marcy Shepherd, our CFO. As the resolution says, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'll stop now.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to apply for and obtain a grant from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for approximately $125,000 to carry out a project to provide assistance for neighborhood revitalization activities in the Center City neighborhood with Neighborhood Preservation Program funding.
Make the motion on resolution item number 7.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on resolution number 7. Any comments?
Yes, this is just a continuation of a program that we already currently have. This is Samantha Cruz working with Heather Santoro with the Millville Chamber of Commerce. No, I'm wrong. The Holly City Development Center. Just a continuation of what's already in place.
So just to touch on that, some projects that they've done last year, they did a gift card program with the small businesses, and they are looking to continue that this year. I think from what I'm, over $20,000 in business cards were sold over the course of 2.5 hours last year, which is really great, and so they're looking to do that again. Some other things that they're involved in is our community gardens and mural projects. I know when we met with Danielle, who just opened her shop on High Street, she's looking to be a part of that mural project, so that's really great. And Commissioner Romanek has already mentioned that Heather Santoro helps organize that with Sam, so appreciate her help.
Yep.
So that's just what that's for. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution designating Commercial Realty Partners LLC as redeveloper and authorizing execution of an escrow agreement in connection with redevelopment of property identified as portions of Block 136, Lot 1, and Block 125.03, Lot 11, within the James R. Hurley Industrial Park redevelopment area.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have motion and second on resolution number 8. Any comments? I just want to thank our business administrator again, Mr. Camperi, for everything. You are working very hard to make sure that we bring the right industry to our town and jobs, as we have, I think as the administration, we find it's very important to bring jobs. And I know that you're working so hard on that, and as a team, I think that we're focused on that, so thank you. And I think this organization as well is willing to work with us, and it is proof that they have been in communication with us. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And item 9, which was added, is a resolution authorizing the city attorney to file a cross appeal for a lawsuit filed against the city of Millville in the matter Adari versus Hitchner et al. I just need a motion on that.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
A motion and a second on resolution, that was 9, correct?
Yes.
Yes. 9. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
New business?
Okay, I just need a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise to receive bids for work uniforms to be received by the purchasing board on Thursday, November 8th, 2022 at 10 a.m.
Make motion.
Second motion.
Motion and second on new business item number 1. Any comments?
Yes, this is, we need a little bit of help. We need to get some new EMTs uniformed up to get them on the road. As you all know, we did a contract, and now we are hiring EMTs. They need uniforms to do their job.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Motion carries. And item 2, I just need a motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application, subject to approval from the appropriate city officials. Laps for Layla on November 5th, 2022, from 10 to 2 at Buck and Waltman Parks.
Make the motion on new business item number 2.
Second, the motion.
I have a motion and a second on new business item number 2. Any comments?
Yes, it's just for a little girl named Layla. She's unfortunately suffering from cancer, as I was told. I believe her family is here. And she's just going to partake in running and playing through the parks that we have here in Millville.
Give me 2 seconds and you can definitely. Actually, I mean, yeah, give me 2 seconds.
We could deviate if
Do
you
you
want.
want to?
I'll make a motion to deviate from the normal order of business.
Second motion.
Motion and a second to deviate. Roll call, please. You have to
Just do all in
approve that,
favor?
correct?
Is that okay?
I think you take a voice vote.
Okay. Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Hi, my name's Barb Russick, and Layla is my granddaughter. She was diagnosed with neuroblastoma 2 days before her first birthday in April. My son, her father, grew up in Millville. They now live in Florida. After I came back from Florida, after that horrifying diagnosis, I told my son the only thing I can do being the grandparent in another state was to try to fundraise and help them keep their home and any expenses that they need covered in the meantime so that my son and daughter-in-law could be at her side the entire time. That's what this walk is for. I'd like to do it annually, and I'm hoping that she will be cancer-free, and then from then on, all of the money from this fundraiser would go to research for neuroblastoma.
She's very beautiful.
Thank you. And also, her great-grandfather was a deputy fire chief here in Millville before he passed. So in this town, I would really like it to be something special for her
Would that
and her
be-
family.
Would that be Mr. Wallen?
No,
No.
Jack Durfee.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
And you're
you.
all invited to come, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to return to the normal order of business?
Second motion.
Motion second to return to normal business. Can I just say all in favor?
Yeah.
Can we do that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Now make a motion.
Would, did we make a motion on this? We did.
We
Yes.
did, yep. So we're at roll call, yeah. So I had
Okay, roll call,
Commissioner
please.
Romanek made the
Thank you.
motion, Commissioner McQuaid seconded the motion, so we're on roll call for new business item 2.
Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek?
Yes.
Commissioner McQuaid?
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff?
Absolutely.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Sorry, that was. We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, address, and your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Joe Sutherland, here as the coordinator of Millville Municipal Alliance Committee, and we're working on the pumpkin extravaganza. We're looking forward to that.
Great.
Bring your kids out. Enjoy the day. We're also working on taking kids up to New Jersey State Elks Youth Peer Leadership Conference. We got a grant for that. Normally, between us and the Elks, we take up 8 kids. This year, because of the grant, we're able to take up 18 kids and 4 advisors. So, we're looking forward to that, and there's our, Millville students. And they're all students that hopefully will grow up to be leaders, and hopefully in our community. And then, of course, we're also working on our, I know we're not supposed to say that, but our Christmas dinner.
Your
Which-
what? It's not even Halloween yet.
Our Christmas dinner.
Thank you, Joe.
You beat me up if you like. But, we've done that now for the last probably 30 years. And we couldn't do it last year or the year before because of the COVID crap. But, we're looking at doing that again. We had to cut back because we've had our funding cut by like 68%. But normally we take like 300 people. Now we've had to cut it back to about 150 people. And we bring kids that a lot of the kids wouldn't, it's their best holiday meal. Then now, back to little Layla. On Facebook, there's a place where you can get a sponsorship form and help raise money for this. And if you don't have Facebook or you don't know how to find it, if you call me, I will either email it to you or I'll bring it to you. It's for a little 18-month-old kid. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Sutherland.
Hi, Cindy Cook, Valley, Millville. October 12th, I participated in the Continuum of Services conference call, which we do monthly for all the homeless, for all the agencies that are part of the working to help the homeless. I want to make an announcement that Cumberland County Family Shelter, the rural development, has hired a housing specialist to help the homeless obtain housing. That individual will begin work October 23rd, but in the meantime, Jill Lombardo, the executive director of the shelter, is doing the processing. Individuals can call 856-300-5821 to get help getting placed for housing. Also, it was announced that the point of time survey, which will take place in January 23, they will begin to start training volunteers in December. So if anybody would like to participate in helping doing the survey, they especially will need people on the streets. I also would like to comment, I volunteered at the Wheaton Arts Fine Festival. I do that every year in there with the setting up food and all, serving all the other volunteers. I must say, I am so proud of the youth of our community, of all of Cumberland County. That place was swarming with the kids from PAL, from the, what are they, the cadets or something?
Explorers, we have a very large group of
Okay,
explorers.
Under the direction of their leaders, the sheriff's department had some individuals there, let alone all the other kids that weren't part of this organization, that were high school students or whatever, that came out and gave their time, especially on Sunday in the pouring rain. My heart just, there were so many of them, and I saw them all at once because they came in for lunch, because it was raining so hard. Ray, thank you very much for your presentation. It helped the common person understand what was going on a little bit in layman's terms. I also would like to say how nice it was to see Jim Quinn back doing his broadcast after his recent medical scare. He spent some time in the hospital, and I'm so glad and so hopeful that he'll be doing our Christmas parade. Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks.
Seeing nobody else, we'll close the public comment for this evening, and we'll move to closing comments of commissioners.
Yes, so just a quick reminder that this Saturday is the Cut Film Festival held at the Levoy. Please attend. I look forward. Fortunately will not be there, but I hope it is a great turnout, and I expect it should be. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just again, remind people about your leaves. You can start putting them out now for their November 1st for pickup. And also, I forgot to add to the report, we had Holly Drive had a complaint where the road was tore up by, I believe, South Jersey Gas. It wasn't really laid down right afterwards, and gravel was left all over the place. So we went out with, I went out with Wayne Grossman, and we evaluated the area. So we sent the sweeper truck out, and they're going to repatch the patch that South Jersey Gas put down, and Wayne will reach out and speak with them.
Okay.
And that's progress. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're in the midst of and have an upcoming election here. So on the ballot, you will definitely notice the question concerning combining the zoning and planning boards. I urge you to vote yes for this. The zoning board over the past years made some odd decisions that have negatively affected the neighborhoods in which these decisions have been made. So it includes the trailer park on Cedar Street, the apartments placed in what was a hotel, and I could go on, but I'll stop with that. Secondly, I've a lot of chatter about crime over this last couple of weeks. So right now, we have politicians that have closed 2 prisons and let a little over 4,000 criminals on the street. Now, I just want you to consider, you figure it out, you do it, vote for whoever you want, but you should really consider this. Do you think those guys became nice guys because you let them out of jail? I worked there. I can tell you they didn't change their behavior because you opened the door and let them out. We have a county board of commissioners that started to build a county jail and stopped, wasting tens of millions of your tax dollars. So you really need to look at that and vote carefully. We have, let's see, what else do we have? Well, we have a prosecutor that spends as much time worrying about social programs as prosecuting criminals. Doesn't help us, folks. It's great we have social programs, but you know, we have different agencies for different purposes. So consider your choices carefully. Vote for whom you want, but just consider it. Think about what you're doing, because what we're doing ain't working. So really think about it. And I too am glad to see Mr. Quinn out of the hospital. I look forward to many more conversations with him. I really enjoy talking to him. So with that, progress.
Cindy, thank you. The Explorers Group, they're big this year. A lot of kids that went through PYW, Police Youth Week, are now Explorers. They missed a couple years of that. Once again, our police department, in conjunction with all the police departments in the county, puts that on every year in the summertime. I'm proud to say my grandson went through that, and you fed him on that Sunday. Speaking of police, the rise in crime. Folks, our police department is out there doing their job, whatever it takes. Acknowledge them, please. You see them, give them a nod of the head. Say hello. Our EMTs, our firefighters, they're working. Yes, Reverend Murky mentioned the ceremony Sunday. That was a ceremony for fallen firefighters and EMTs over this past year. They do it every year. A different town gets to host it. So Reverend Murky's church hosted it, and Millville Fire Department was the lead fire department for that. So I thanked him for that. And with that, there, progress.
Thank you. I think there's a school board election as well this year, correct?
That's confirmed.
Just to add to that, there's a school board, so be sure to vote for your school board officials. Just to piggyback off of Commissioner Romanek, you took what I was going to say. There is the film festival this weekend. Unfortunately, I'm away, but I think it's going to be a really great event for our city, for the Levoy, and I know that they are hoping to make it an annual thing. It is going to be Saturday from 11:30 to 6:30. I saw the short teaser film on Facebook, and I was really impressed. So I'm actually bummed that I'm going to miss it, because I think it's going to be really, really great. I thought they were actually real long movies. So I was like, wow, these are impressive. And to know that it's an international thing is really, really cool. Your laps, it's a very busy weekend, November 5th. So we have the event for your granddaughter. Is there a time? Was a time on here? From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Buck and Waltman Park, which is right out here. We also have the ribbon cutting and harvest festival for the Union Lake adoption from the Stevenson family, and that's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they're looking for people to do music. We wanted to have either the marching band or anybody, like we did some live music for the 4th of July celebration. They're also looking for people locally to do some music for that. And that's not all. The Millville Army Airfield Museum requests that we all come out for the Veterans Appreciation Day. That's also Saturday the 5th. And I think that starts at 10 a.m. and continues till 3. So we're going to have a busy day, and we'll make sure we make our rounds. I'll pencil everybody in where I need to be on top of competitions. But I thank everybody for all of these great events that are happening in the town. It's so great to see the community coming out and wanting to be involved and asking to be involved. It is so heartwarming. And I thank everybody for being here this evening, everybody that's watching. And I hope we see you all in 2 weeks.
It'll be on a Monday.
What was that?
It'll be on the Monday, the 14th of November.
Oh, our next meeting, because
Yeah,
it's
because of
Veterans, or Election Day.
No.
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 We're legal
Next meeting's-
municipality.
Next meeting's the 1st, November 1st.
Yep.
Sorry.
Before
Thinking
He's
Election.
pushing us out too far. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Getting too
whoa.
close to
Do not push us too
I
close to
forget the dates,
Thanksgiving.
Mayor, sorry.
All right,
November
so
1st.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right, everybody have a great evening. May I have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.